Quaid Azam Part 276. Amory is believed to have also said reasonably that since the result of the parliamentary elections in Britain were expected on 25 July, it was not possible for Churchill, Amory, the British cabinet to give any definite instructions. Best therefore he advised that the status quo be maintained in India. This meant a failure of the conference, for the Viceroy could scarcely take major decisions with London just standing by. That is why Wavell, in his final address announcing the failure of the conference, had, like a military commander, which is what he essentially was and remained, said, "I wish to make it clear that the responsibility for this failure is mine. The main idea underlying the conference was mine. If it had succeeded, its success would have been attributed to me, and I cannot place the blame for its failure on any of the parties. I ask the party leaders to ensure that there are no recriminations." This, of course, was a vain hope for mutual recrimination, resumed and energetically very soon thereafter. Whatever the other reasons, the root cause of the failure was the doubtless Jinnah's intransigence about Muslim representation, and Wavell could scarcely have constituted a new council with only Congress nominees in it. Certainly not then, though ironically, later this is precisely what he was compelled to do. However, there were other factors too, more fundamental, arising principally from the changes that had occurred in Indian politics since the Cripps mission. Wavell's scheme was an eminently commendable initiative, both in its positive contents and its timing. But Jinnah's obstruction of it was also a clear demonstration of the post-Cripps mission changes that we speak of. Cripps' concession of parity representation between the Hindus and Muslims had resulted in totally unexpected consequence. It conferred a kind of functional legitimacy to Jinnah's claims about India being two nations. Thereafter, his demand that the League alone could and must therefore nominate all Muslim members of the proposed new council flowed from his argument that the League alone was the authentic and the sole voice of the Muslim nation. However, this was clearly an overstated demand, and it went too far and placed an unbearable lead on the existing political platform of India, diminishing in the process of the standing of the Congress party. Besides all else having already been conceded, how could and why should Jinnah then acquire a veto over Congress' right to nominate their representatives? That is why, to the Governor of Punjab, Sir Bertrand Glancy, Jinnah's demand was quite preposterous, as only Sindh and Azam, with a shaky coalition, then had League ministries. The ministries had fallen in Punjab and the ministries had fallen in Bengal. On the other hand, to the Unionists who were then in office in Punjab, it was equally unclear as to how and why ought the Congress to enjoy such instant transition from the goal to political eminence. This query was just as trenchant as was the Muslim League's claim of being the sole spokesman of all the Muslims. Jinnah's claim was, of course, untenable and was challenged consistently, just as the Congress claim to represent all in the whole of India could simply not be upheld, for surely how could they have that status in absence of Muslim support? Nonetheless, it was also not possible for Wavell to reconstruct his executive and to do so totally without League. His Shimla initiative had secured the assent of Churchill's government on the assurance that the proposed reconstruction would proceed only upon the full agreement of all its rationale centered upon securing an accommodation of communal differences.